2023 seemed real heavy in the pitching side.
Agreed. Yep.
And, class of 2024 is kind of a rounded out class. At least that's what I, from doing the games that we did on Friday Night Lights and GAC's game of the week, being involved in the GAC conference. That's what I feel like it feels like, because we obviously, in my own experience at Timberland, having the dudes that we had there at 2023 and then, looking at that 2024 class is not as strong on the pitching side.
Right.
But there's more kids,
Yeah.
So it's interesting that are competitive differently. We had some guys that threw upper 80s and obviously Hatchman threw upper 90s, but most of these next kids coming up are 83 to 85.
Yep. And I mean, that to me is more the norm.
Oh yeah, 100. Yeah. That's why I say that 2023 class. I mean, Kevin talks about it numerous times about how crazy this.
That was
class.
hyper talented, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah, and then big time lefties all over the area that they had.
Every time we're going out, I mean, we saw a lefty duel at Liberty with Holt. And, I mean, you don't. And you're just like, how many times do you see that in high school?
Well, then you had Naputi and Deverman. You
Right.
had which are facing off against each other. I mean,
then Hatchman on top of that. It just.
Well, you had House Central's lefty,
yes,
big lefty.
They had two, Rubel and Harris.
Yeah,
Lane
I was thinking. I was having a brain fart there. I kept thinking Harris, but because of the athletic director.
It's amazing
son.
how many left-handed pitchers there were in that 23 class, man. It's crazy.
We saw actually quite a few this past weekend at the 15U age group. So this would be that 2026 age, I guess, or maybe even 2027. I guess some of them might have been, coming out of their freshman year of, I guess that would be 2026.
All right. He's throwing. He's peppering that catcher's glove.
Well, he's throwing it up there for them to hit it.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Nice and smooth delivery, It's not jerky. Arm comes through very well. Repeatable delivery. I always look at that. You see a lot of movement with certain guys. It just kind of, but he's when you watch him, his delivery is very repeatable. It's smooth. It's easy and gets to the, his hand gets to the plate. We'll put it that way.
Did you by chance catch any of that game last night between Wake Forest and LSU?
I did not.
So Wake Forest has a young man who throws the ball very, very well, and you talk about a lot of movement.
Uh-huh.
Man, when he comes set, he wipes his cheeks on his jersey and, pumps himself like 4 or 5 times before he actually comes set. And I'm like, holy smokes. all I could think about was button his top 3 buttons. And it wouldn't have been as wild.
There's some guys that works for. Oh, nice pick on the backhand. Tigers over
That's
there
Collier.
getting it done.
That's
That is
Collier. Yep.
The lefty. So he can pick it a little over there, Mitch.
Well, yeah, obviously he showcased well here. I don't think anything, that he did at the plate was, something that I remembered, but he has a high IQ for it. Just watching him kind of run around the field a little bit there. On the first base side. So again, it's a lot of these kids are two-way guys in high school or two-way guys on their summer teams, and it's always interesting what's going to happen at the next level.
Absolutely.
Because you the young man that's out there in Webenmeyer, again, 90 from a pull down or crow hop or wherever. I'm assuming it was some sort of crow hop pull down. To pump 90, that's got to translate. His frame translates to saying, "Hey,
yes,
can I get you on the bump?" And we've seen that, like we've talked with just some of our own guys that have that's been on this show, and Chase Krogman. Chase went and got drafted as a hitter, and he's down there pitching right now as a two-way guy for the White Sox.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah. So he's like, whatever it's going to take for me to continue to stay in professional baseball, I'll do it.
I want to do it.
And so you got to see that, you see that kind of stuff happening in colleges too, because I never remember his name. I won't always want to say Seitz, but I don't think it's Seitz. The LSU starting pitcher that throws 100 for most of the game, actually can mash, and was a catcher and even caught for LSU at times. And now he is projected a top 5 pick, and Pittsburgh would be foolish not to take this man at number 1. He has got it. And he's got a slick mustache too. It's he's got it waxed. So we're back to the mustache thing again, but he's got it waxed to where it points. That's a guy to watch if LSU gets a chance to advance.
Well, bummer.
You're off.
Well, we're sorry, folks. We've had a little technical difficulty. I'm surprised that we are live, but we had a little technical difficulty with some of the stuff we got dropping here and there. And we got a cell tower right over there. Blows me away. I don't get it.
Buffering.
It's what you get sometimes, Mitch.
At least it's better than AOL.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember sitting in my computer for like 10 minutes waiting for that little bar to continue to go right.
It wouldn't.
It wouldn't.
Oh, yeah.
I get ready for school by the time I logged in.
Number 25 on the mound here. That little bird's getting a nice view right in front of us there, Mitch.
Yeah. Good thing that tent's there.
This is Grayson Coleman, another Francis Howell kid. And, see, that's what I mean. You got these kids out here like at Grayson Coleman. And then you see the decisions and the tough decisions.
I got him.
Who'd he get?
I got the cameraman's ankle. He wore it like a champ, though. That's probably going to be good footage if he got that camera down the line.
Did we get it, Lauren?
One of my favorite things ever happened to me once we were in Columbia playing softball for our tribe group, and we had a situation. The nets like this, and we put the GoPro on it, and she hit a foul ball, and it hit the GoPro. And it is fantastic footage. You know how every once in a while you see on social media like memes or TikToks, they throw something at you and it makes you jump. This is one of those things. That's Ramos hitting.
Okay.
Getting another AB here.
So we're getting, we've got an 80 to 84 mile an hour fastball here. Change up, curveball. And here's another place for the, looks like the St. Louis Prospects.
Oh.
I got away from him.
Tyler was talking about that earlier, Tyler Weber, about the sweat and baseball slipping out of his hands.
And sometimes, man, better part of valor, right? I'm not going to throw it up there. He's having trouble pulling that down.
I try to go back to it.
Be interesting to see. Stayed up.
It was an absolute gorgeous day at the park. Of course, I'm sitting in the shade. Got a nice breeze. I'm not sitting out in the sun.
You know.
And that's I wore my long sleeve shirt and brought my straw hat thinking, man, I know they have press boxes, but just in case we have to sit outside.
And we're in the shade. Even if we were sitting outside, we'd still be underneath the awning.
Yeah, as long as I'm not in the sun, I'm in good shape.
Yeah.
I got ones that's got face masks and stuff. I was out coaching third base this weekend with a face mask on, and
man, Ramos went down again. He's like, no, I'm not going to get hit twice here. Just couldn't keep that one fair. Couldn't keep it fair. Had a little mustard on that fastball, but threw it in the dirt. Looks like we got a few more pitchers here that we're going to be getting through, and that ball is driven to center field. He's under it. Kind of drifted back on him.
again, it just goes to show you're hitting the baseball up there, and it doesn't appear to be windy. If you can see the trees moving,
especially at the top.
Yeah.
You know, when you see the lower part of that, it's not blowing. But you look at the top of those trees, it's blowing pretty good at the top.
I lost that baseball through this window that we're looking through right here, just to the height of the batted ball. And I looked at him, and I was like, well, that's where the baseball was at.
Right.
And then you saw it move, towards center. It is. It's just, you can see it down the left field line a little bit, but I'm guessing it's like from that second light stanchion over there that it's really pushing hard to the right field side.
Yeah.
As you can see this side down the right field line, look at those trees moving.
Mm-hmm.
Got to play the elements.
The elements. There it is. All right. Yeah, we'll get our chat with Mr. Webenmeyer here after this next break. Looks like we might have we're resetting the track, man. I think they're having trouble with their Wi-Fi as well.
Maybe it's that wind.
It could be. I know.
Hey, again, man, I remember AOL, so if it was sunny outside, AOL had a problem. Sorry to those who...
Yeah, you do what you can, and then you can't what you do.
That's good advice.
I like it. I don't even know what it means, but I like it.
I just wanted to say that's good advice because that's what you always say. That's good advice. That's good advice.
Take it.
So it's kind of mocking you?
Oh, I can't be mocked, dude. I'm way too cool for that.
Just please don't show up to the next show with like a button on, the button down, and got like the 3 top buttons going.
I always do that.
Not on a... No, you don't.
Yes, I do. But I have a T-shirt on underneath.
Oh, that's different.
Yes.
That's
exactly.
way different.
That's the way I roll.
Plus, you're a California guy, so I can see that you let the meat hang out just a little bit.
Oh, mercy.
Little Italian or something in you. Need your gold rings.
Got to have at least one pinky ring, right?
Or 5.
Yep. Bling.
I was watching last
Drip,
night and looking
whatever you call it.
at Mr. White from LSU. Had, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 chains on. Flowing mullet. Tattooed up.
Oh, mercy. Now, I can't hear if that was a strike. It sounded like it, didn't it? Here we got the turquoise blue shoes. I love these choices of shoes, man. This is really fun.
We got some basics.
Yeah.
I can remember the day that white shoes were like
it. It's Ricky Henderson, baby.
If like you had white shoes, then you were cool. And, everything was black. I can remember at Missouri Western, we had to polish our shoes. And that's actually stuck with me. That's something I've given up on, but as a coach for a long time, though, it stuck to me. We had to clean our shoes every game. And so at night we got done. If we were on the road, we had to go in, wipe our shoes down, make them look clean, but they wanted all black. Oh, nice play. Go ahead and do it, young man.
Oh, the throw gets him if it's on point. But that's a heck of a play right there.
I'll take it. He's played shortstop, he's pitched, and now he's at second base.
You see that kind of stuff. You see the athleticism there, Mitch.
Jaws over there playing infield first base with a 11.5-inch mitt.
I don't think he could jump tall enough. Oh, and he took third base. Man. He didn't even give him a look.
Nope.
Not even a look.
He
saw that and left.
This is the kid that walks onto a tryout and is just going to showcase his skill set.
Is he going to do it? Try it?
Oh, yeah. He's got to.
Yeah. Because when he had to go back on the baseball, that's our boy out there, Callahan. He had to kind of go back for the baseball, wasn't behind it, and then couldn't make that throw.
There's the wind again.
Yeah.
That's the wind again at the last 10 feet, pushing that a little bit back. I know that people can't feel and see this because it doesn't feel windy.
Right.
But something's going on up there.
Big, strong left-handed kid here, number 34. That's Slater Hook, Vianney. He just looks like an athlete, right? He's not that Greg Maddox accountant type.
I don't know. I would take anybody that could throw like that guy.
Oh, I didn't say he couldn't throw. I said he didn't look like it.
I mean, look at David Wells. Guy didn't miss a cheeseburger. You know, Prince Fielder somehow was a vegetarian that was 300 pounds.
Yeah, that one always kind of struck me as odd. So we got a new pitcher coming out.
Another lefty.
Why don't you throw up there Mr. Webenmeyer? Folks, I got Brendan Wibbenmeyer.
There you go.
I was going too fast. Wibbenmeyer with us. Francis Howell. Guys had a great run this year, right?
Yes, sir. Went to state.
Absolutely. You're out here at the PBR Top Prospects.
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to accomplish?
Just trying to play my game, get the numbers looking right, and just have a good time.
There you go. There you go. How's your summer going so far?
Pretty good. We're going down to KC this week. Should see some good competition there.
Absolutely. And so fun. You're on the Prospects Scout team?
Yep.
Very good. Talk to us about your position here. What do you infield, outfield?
Oh, I'm a outfielder, usually right field. Yeah.
So what was your velo coming in from right field?
Today I'm pretty sure it was 90, which was what I hit a couple months ago too. So.
Wow, that's outstanding, young man.
Thank
that's
you.
Good. Getting ready to hit.
Yep.
Gonna put on some display there.
Hopefully. Hopefully that's the goal.
So Francis, how you got another run in you guys next year?
Yeah, hopefully we'll be just as good, if not better. Do it again.
Absolutely. Hey, folks, Brendan Wibbenmeyer.
Yep.
Don't say it too fast or you'll mess it up, right?
Yes, sir.
Good luck to you, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we have, we're going to say Hulsing. Gabe Hulsing. If we butchered that, our apologies.
Wonder what his nickname is.
Hewley. Gabe. I always like that name, Gabe. It's a cool name. U.S. Nationals in the summer. We've got a max fastball here, Mitch, of 85. And we've seen him kind of in his warm-up here, kind of rear back and throw it, right?
Yeah, he's got enough there. That's for sure.
So we're sitting in an 83 to 84 range. 2171 on the spin rate. We got a 71 to 74 mile an hour slider, a 77 to 79 mile an hour change, and a 73. He's got 4 pitch mix here, 73 to 76 mile an hour curveball. So we're going to see if we're going to see the full entourage here.
I think it just started.
Yeah.
I think that was off-speed first pitch. Unless my eyes were that good.
We're seeing a lot of
down.
backwards pitching lately, aren't we?
Just in general, just across all sports.
Curveball. He called that a ball. Must have been high because it was across the plate. Although I can't see that.
I can't either. I can see the top of the bat, and that's about it. So I've given up on trying to figure out if it's balls and strikes. I'm trying to watch the shadow if he swings. And then I miss it where the baseball goes if they get hit it.
2-1 count out there. I caught that. We haven't been calling balls and strikes. Oh, a swing
right
and a
off the
miss.
bat.
Actually, no, right off the bat. Strikeout.
Yep.
And Mr. Collier.
Right off the bat, the young man's facing a couple lefties.
Yeah. Now, this is a righty, Michael Callahan.
Well, yeah, I'm looking at the guys on deck.
Oh,
yeah. Webenmeyer was out there.
So we got Mr. Callahan again. Really enjoyed talking to him. Nice young man. That Lafayette team is going to be tough. I think the next year as well. They have a lot of youth on that squad.
Well, they got a lot of wheels.
Yes, they do.
You know, there's the two kids that got the fancy shoes can fly.
Yeah.
Watch your lips. Man, I'm glad I didn't go use the bathroom just now. That knocked on the men's door.
Yes. You're like, hello?
Can you imagine walking out at the men's room at that time? Swat, right?
That's was that the curveball, Mitch?
Yeah.
Looks like it dropped out of the sky.
It missed a barrel.
Fastball back inside after that curveball got in on the hands. Fighted it off. Fighted. That's not even a word. He fought it off.
No, I think fighted is a word.
Fought it off.
Yeah. See,
Use my vocabulary.
Where I'm from, that made sense. I ain't from the country.
Oh, mercy. Ground ball.
Oh, here we go.
He's got to wait on it. Arm.
Yes,
no,
sir.
There's the speed, Mr. Callahan.
I think that's his second hit like that, ain't it?
Yeah, he's showing it off today with the speed. Love it. Love it.
It's always funny to me that as a hitter in today's generation of hitters, they get on base like that. They're unhappy. They strike out. They're unhappy. If they don't barrel the ball, they're always unhappy. And it's like, just put a good swing on a ball, and if you happen to barrel it, whatever. But if you put a good swing on a ball and you just happen to hit it deep, bust it down the line, turn around and be like, you know what? Turn the page.
I always ask everybody, have you never listened to an Albert Pujols interview? It's the only thing he ever says. Nah, man, I just trying to put a good swing on him, man. Right?
I'm not sure that sounded like Albert, but I like where you were going with that. You always give me, like, when you do that, you always give me like a Sammy Sosa vibe.
What?
Yeah, Pujols is a little bit more drawn out.
A little slower.
Yeah. You have no shot.
No shot. Mm-mm.
Feet first.
That ball was in the dirt. We've seen some guys with some wheels stealing bases out here today. A lot of movement. I like it.
That's off a lefty, too.
Mm-hmm. Got a good jump.
Yeah,
And he's
doing
going
it
again. And nothing. I love that read. You saw him. As soon as he turned his head, he took 2 hops and was gone, Mitch.
Showcase your skill set.
That's right. And that's going to get down and score a run.
Well, you can jog on this one.
Absolutely. He earned it. Legged out an infield single, a couple stolen bases, and a single lets him trot home.
I
think Mr. Callahan has shown really well today. His skills, his abilities, because he's hit the ball on the line. He's infield single to speed, the outfield running down balls, tracking balls. Even though I know that one, it was a shot down there. It hit off his glove, but he tracked it well.
Yeah, I actually thought it was a routine kind of play for him, and I think in any other scenario he probably makes that play. That's why he's unhappy.
Oh,
right
that's
at him.
a line. Boy, you ain't kidding. That was a barrel.
Yeah, and I was actually thought that at a second I was like, "What's he doing here?" And then clearly that's why they play center field and I don't.
Exactly. That was Mr. Webenmeyer, who we just talked to. Another young man. It was interesting conversation. Loved talking to these guys. Francis Howell, talent and more talent.
It's not going to stop there, guys.
No, he's a senior this year, and he was in the lineup at the end of the year pretty regularly for Francis Howell.
It's interesting too. Did you think about how deep they are? And that's a young man that sat for a big part of that season.
Yes.
Right fielder, 90 on a pull down or not, whatever the outfield throw was, crow hop, whatever you want to call it.
And he's running again.
And he goes out and hits. He catches a couple barrels here. That probably ball comes off probably 85, 90 right there that he just hit. And doesn't even sniff much of a roster early. Clearly he must have forced himself into that late in the year.
Yeah. And I think he was playing in the field there, especially with Naputi pitching and things of that nature. So you're getting your starts. You have to hit your way into that lineup. You definitely have to hit your way in.
Something.
And Mitch, one of the things I thought was cool is I was seeing all the pictures on Twitter and whatnot. You're seeing the camps. Everybody's doing the camp. There's a really good turnout for the camps this year. All these, especially, a lot of the GACs I follow, but then looking around, the high school summer camps were really well attended.
Yeah, and I wonder sometimes too if it's because COVID had put a stop to that for a couple of years. Yeah, and then schools were able to kind of get themselves back out there, if you will. I know that was something that Timberland was struggling with on getting good numbers was because of after COVID, and now it seems like they had a good turnout. And I'm sure that GAC freshman camp's going to have a great turnout.
Yeah. Yep.
But you're seeing it in all ages, though. It's not just your middle school kids. It's having 8, 9, 10-year-olds. You're having future Wolves out there, and then even some of these camps are just kids attending camps.
Yeah.
Because they're not saying that you have to stay in a certain school district. It is a high school camp, so anybody can attend. I mean, I'll make assumptions, and you know how that goes, but I assume most of the camp is most of the kids that are from the area, because that would make the most sense.
What it is there's a nice piece of hitting, shot down the line. He got to it, cut it off really well.
Wiped out. That felt good.
No, it didn't. He kind of was like, that hurt. Yeah, oh, yeah, thanks.
That's
appreciate that one in the ribs.
There's two things that there's a reason why I'll never, other than I'm bigger than I used to be, sliding it home with a batting away. I've had one roll through my ribs, and then I had one sliding a baseball when I was sliding back. It went underneath my belly, and that's some intense pain, man. I don't know how some of them guys do it and just get up and move on.
I'm sorry. This young man just hit the PBR tent behind the screen there. He's wired up. Threw that fastball. The first one, he hit the top of the PBR tent there.
I want you to hit the bull.
Oh, man, I love that. He's pumped up a little bit out there. He's going to flash it off. And it's always tough. You see these young men, they want to show well and whatnot, and he does that first off, and it's just like, oh, don't.
Does that remind you of like the bull or John Kruk versus Randy Johnson?
I love that one. I think that's one of the best videos you ever saw was John Kruk just bailing. And that ball wasn't even close because, you know what? I just ain't doing this in an all-star game. And that one almost hit me. I'm done.
He put his hat on backwards. I mean, he was so bad, I don't even know if it was really close, was it?
That last one, the first one was. The first one was close. But then that next one, man, it was on the outer half, and he just bailed. Like, no, I don't think so. I mean, Randy Johnson is what? Was 6'8", right?
6'10"?
And he's out here like this, and I know people can't see me. I'm extending my left hand out to my side.
You need
this
another
is where the ball came from, and I have a pretty good, arm stretch. But you think Randy Johnson, another 5 inches?
Oh, easy.
Easy.
I bet it's 2 or 3.
Slinging, and that stride. I mean, the ball's. I don't even know how you see that because the ball starts from behind you.
Yeah, and plus his mechanics were going towards that first base side.
Right.
And then he'd sling that thing across his body.
Yeah, so any left-handed, that ball's starting, behind you, and then you got to find it and hit it. Good luck with that.
That's probably why he was as good as he was.
Right? Oh, you ain't kidding. So we got some guys over there getting in the hitting and swinging some bats. I love this. Kevin, man, he's on top of it, getting this second crew going over here. They got a... One o'clock. They're getting them all warmed up. Oh, yeah. This is where, Lauren, I think it gets a little slow at times with these younger guys. We've gone through this, getting warmer. You're getting to the later pitchers. Got to stay in there with it. These guys got to keep their focus. Looks like we got Mr. Ramos up to bat again. Getting another AB here. These guys are getting 4, maybe even 5 at bats, depending, man. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think we've been, 6, 7 innings, looks like at this point. Yep. Curveball misses in. We'll be back around for, I think there's some really good players for this afternoon set as well. He's got room. Nice catch over there, Mr. Collier. Yeah, taking care of that. So here's number 11. I love that. You see, Carson talking to the guy coming up, talking to him a little bit about that. This is Ethan Callison, Francis House Central. And he gets hit by the pitch. Must have caught him kind of maybe up in the shoulder or whatnot. Didn't hear a thud or anything, right?
I don't know if it hit him or if it...
It did. It hit him.
I didn't hear it hard.
But we can't see the top of the batter. We can see from his shoelaces to the bottom of his kneecap from where our vantage point is.
I mean, you get the back end.
Okay. Yeah, that's the best we can do with our camera here, folks. But I understand why the tent is there because, you know what? It shades you from the sun and you got equipment and all those things there, so you have to have those things.
Maybe next year we'll ask Kevin to shift the tent. Not the track can.
No, they can't do that.
Yeah.
No.
Just to the left. Like,
That ball's fouled out of play.
I feel like that wouldn't matter. Oh, I heard it whack something.
Got some guys showing up. Looks like we're going to have a pretty good second session here. Pretty good. We had our second hit batter of the day.
Was it Ramos again?
No, it was this young man.
Oh, I saw Ramos just
Ethan
sitting there and
Callison.
walked away.
Yeah, he popped up in foul territory over here. And that's fouled back.
As nice as these leather seats are, man, you get up and sit back down and you realize they're pretty hot. You keep your backside warm.
This is Barnett Griffin, or Griffin Barnett on the mound. John Burroughs.
Is that a gamer's hat he's got on?
Yes, it is.
Now, the second group that is coming up, is this the freshman sophomore class, or is this also another?
I think
24,
most
25?
of these are 24, 25s. I didn't see any. I didn't see any freshmen at all, and I believe that's what this is about. This is 24, 25 guys that have not committed yet.
So the sheet that we're actually have, the prospect sheet that we have in our hands, half the groups going, and then half the groups.
That's
I got
correct.
I got
That's
you.
correct. Boy, Callison got a hold of that one.
Oh, you
Down
can
the
run.
line, he's
There you go.
running a bit. I like that, Mitch. Barnett didn't stand on the mound, didn't watch. He got over in his position, got over behind third base.
Yep.
It's what you're supposed to do. So statistically here with Mr. Barnett, it's not an overpowering fastball. At least these are older stats. We might not have the. We probably don't have the up-to-date stuff. So he looks like he's throwing pretty decent. So these are some older ones. I can't see that being what he's throwing right now.
I can't see the screen at all.
Oh, it says 72.
Oh no.
So that's an old. And you can see he looks much younger there.
I don't. Yeah, I think the only
That was a
person.
joke.
Okay.
Much younger, did it?
No, I didn't. I'm usually pretty good at
Oh, man.
jokes.
Go ahead, though. Sorry. Another stolen base. I know that they're not going to just throw over. It's not game in that respect. But these guys are getting great jumps.
These are the challenges of, I think, things like tryouts, showcases, things like that, because the focuses are different.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
But one of the things that you like to see is somebody that is recruiting is how do you hold them on? Because obviously when you get to certain levels of play, if you're a D1 kid or even steps below, most everybody there is a pretty good athlete, and so
Yeah.
you're going to want to see if you can keep them close. And if it's just a step off to control the run game, you don't have to throw it. There's ways to control the run game, one or two looks, or whatever. You don't always have to throw over. And especially when, at certain levels, you only have so many disengagements. Like obviously at the big league levels, you can only disengage twice.
Right.
So I think part of college has carried that over, because I noticed that the other day, which I didn't think was happening, college has the pitch clock too. And that was something I think we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure, but college actually has the pitch clocks.
Wow. Is it across all or just Division I?
You don't see Division 2s and 3s televised, so I don't know. I mean, I just saw that big old clock that looked like a shot clock in the
In the outfield?
yeah, behind home plate.
And maybe it's just particular, maybe it's just in Power 5 too, because I don't know. I hadn't heard of it.
Well,
Because I don't see anything out here that would designate a shot clock. And
it could be on this
is
wall.
Division 1 school.
I don't know.
Yeah, could be. They could set it up, outside the press box here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's having trouble finding the strike zone here.
Yeah, these are one of those things too. Is like you're on an island right now. You don't have a coach to come out and help you out. It's like somebody to help you fix your mechanics. And I'm looking at the guy, and he, he's really trying to get down the mound to throw the ball hard. His arm speed is not. It doesn't match. You can throw hard.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you don't throw strikes.
Right.
At the end of the day, like we have a young man that's I bet you doesn't break a pane of glass, but somehow gets strikeouts because he can throw the ball over the plate. He doesn't throw it in the middle of the plate often, but it's not. It's outer third, inner third, and he gets swings and misses. Throwing strikes. We had a young man that throws pretty well the other day. Had an arm side run issue. Could not fix it. Walked 4 or 5 guys. Gave up 6 runs just like that. And then you know that your day is over pretty quick.
Right.
I just would try to tell everybody, do what you can to throw strikes. And that's the importance of playing catch. Pregame is making sure you can find your feel. I was watching a thing the other day. Is actually Florida Baseball Academy, I think it was. They were actually doing some drills that they were doing like pull down curveballs, which was interesting because of the violence on the arm. But clearly in that, you have to have a healthy arm.
That's a kid to watch over there. He just was over there and flicked that, and he's on my watch list for the afternoon. Father Tolton, Regional Catholic, Cameron Lee, that young man right over there. Yeah. Number 16.
That's a Columbia, Missouri too, right?
Yep, number 16. Him and Lucas Wheatholder. Him and Lucas Wheatholder from Tolton Catholic. That's a couple of dudes, man. So it looks like we finished up here, Mitch, for this afternoon.
It was a beautiful one.
It was.
I hope it stays this nice for me. We got practice tonight. I'm actually getting ready to get out of here. I won't be for the second group, but I'm hoping practice tonight has got this little bit of wind to keep me cool.
That would be a dandy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I'll be out in the sun. So pretty much going to have my straw hat on, SPF 3000. And they got electric out there, so I might go steal my big fan from the facility.
There you go. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Move some air.
No, I'm not.
You got a little breeze out here right
I'm
now.
not doing that. Are you kidding me? I'm not
Why
that.
not?
I'm not that lazy. I mean, I'm being goofy and stuff like that. I mean, it's always funny because I wear all black. Our colors are black and purple for the tribe, so I'm out there wearing all black. And umpires are going, "What are you doing?" I said, "What are you worried about? You got like polyester on, and you're wearing gear, and you're asking me if I'm hot." I'm like, "Dude, get out of here."
Mitch, we saw some guys here. Michael Callahan, I really enjoyed watching. Easton Philippi from Staley. Charles Bennett, Parkway South. I think Jake Collier pitched very well out of Pacific. There's some names right there. I thought Joe Zaworski threw very well, actually. Pitched very well. Trey, Carson Ramos behind the plate. They all showed pretty well. I thought Webenmeyer out in right in field showed off the arm. Hit the ball, barreled it pretty well. We had some guys that I thought showed very well today. Your thoughts?
Yeah, guys that that kind of you look at, and these things are always tough because you're typically facing good pitching. It's not a competitive setting to where runs or advancement matters, and so sometimes you have to make sure that you're competing hard. The young guys that were running and trying to make things happen, I loved seeing that, and you already mentioned their names. For me, it was Trittinger. It was Mr. Weber, Tyler Weber from CBC, yep. Trittinger from Parkway North, who we both had come in here for interviews. And then,
I
Ramos.
like Spoonhour, too.
Yeah, and Ramos had hit a couple baseballs kind of deep. I know
yep.
that a couple of them may have got caught and he doubled or whatever on another one. But, he was an at-bat that I felt a hitter that might be the next power wave of guys coming through, the city of St. Louis, state of Missouri. So those were guys that kind of I looked at. And
the biggest hit of the day was Livingston's shot, right? I'm trying to.
That was the double. He hit that pretty hard because
he hit that to the wall, 385 wall. That was triple.
I was gonna say it was only about 10 feet away from the outfielder, but it was hit so hard that it got to the gap. I don't think it was as high as some of the other guys were as far as loft goes, but he put a good barrel on it. And I also like the way that he caught.
Yeah,
but
Chaminade.
and
Nick Livingston.
And part of this is again in the settings that we're in. You don't know if these pitchers had thrown this weekend, so you don't know if they're a little bit tired. You don't know if anybody's played it, or they have to get up for these kinds of things. You would assume that they would because of the level of talent that's out here on these fields. But overall,
I thought a good showing, man.
a lot of talent.
A lot of talent.
A lot of talent. I'm excited for this 2025 class, though, because I didn't pitch, so it's one of those things where I like to beat up on the pitching, and so seeing this 2025 class, which I think is a big position class, I'm excited to see the future of that 2025 class.
Absolutely. So
because there's some size,
folks. We're going to take a break. They're going to get the afternoon class rolling here, and we'll be back to live stream that game here in about probably an hour and a half. I think that's what it takes to get them rolling through there. It's 12:43. That's about what we're talking about. Maybe 1:30, 2 o'clock. We should be back around for that, and look forward to it. Mitch, as always, buddy, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Unfortunately, I can't stay with you today, but
yeah, that's all right. I understand. Got to practice, bud.
Yeah, gotta do our thing.
Out. So, thanks, folks, for tuning in. And again, like I said, we'll tweet out when we're going to be back for the afternoon session. Until then, from Lindenwood University, we'll see you soon.